Hey guys, it's Mikexingchen. Understanding reality is never as easy and as simple as we would like it to be. To question everything, especially our existence, has always been an integral part of our human nature. As children, our innate and endless curiosity often led us to constant wonder how things came to be. When we got older, we still process the same curious minds that we had in our youth. Only the questions we ask ourselves and other people have gotten a bit more complicated since then. Now, for most people, the ultimate question that drives our existence is the search for the meaning of life. But beyond this query lies a vast subset of inquiries that are possibly even more difficult to answer. Is our reality even real? Are we real? Are we alone in the universe? How did this all come to be? How will it all end? For now, though, we do not have definite answers to these questions. What we do have are complex theories formulated by scientists and philosophers about reality as we know it, as well as our existence. Some of them operate on the basic principles of common sense, but there are those that have gone far and beyond what most people are able to grasp and even more so willing to accept. The evidence and arguments presented for such theories are quite compelling, and efforts to fully understand them could lead to great ramifications that could break one's sanity. And so here are 6 of the most mind-blowing theories about our reality that will make you question your entire existence and what's really out there in the universe. Number 1, the Big Freeze Theory, also referred to by some as the Great Glaciation or Heat Death. The Big Freeze is a plausible scientific theory on the possible end of the universe. This ending is theorized to be the direct consequence of an ever-expanding universe, which is proven by indications of an increasing rate of expansion in the regions farthest from Earth. Because of this, it is also a widely accepted model pertaining to the ultimate fate of our universe. According to this theory, the universe will slowly cool as it expands until it is no longer capable of sustaining life. This theory is founded on the idea that entropy, a principle of thermodynamics that measures the shift of all energy in the universe from a state of order to disorder, will eventually reach its maximum value. And should that happen, the heat in the universe will be distributed evenly to the point that there will be no usable energy or heat left, which means the mechanical motion within the universe will cease to exist. And because of this, heat death, time becomes an endless void in which nothing ever happens. Number 2, Solipsism. The philosophical theory of Solipsism states that only one's own mind is sure to exist. Some may argue that this theory was specifically made for narcissists for being egocentric, but once you get past the notion that your mind is the center of the universe, this philosophical belief is actually pretty simple. Solipsism holds that knowledge of anything outside a person's own mind is unsure, and so the external worlds as well as other minds cannot be known and might not exist outside the mind. For the solipsist, it is not merely the case that he believes that his thoughts, experiences, and emotions are, as a matter of contingent fact, the only thoughts, experiences, and emotions there are, but rather the solipsist can attach no meaning to the supposition that there could be thoughts, experiences, and emotions other than his own. For example, a true solipsist understands the word pain to mean his own pain. Therefore, he cannot conceive how the word is applied in any sense other than his exclusively egocentric understanding of it. Number 3, presentism. Philosophical presentism is the view that neither the future nor the past exist. The only events and objects which exist are those that exist in the present. So the only things which exist now, right now, are actually real. According to St. Augustine, the future and the past does not exist, as time cannot be both behind and ahead. Fyodor Shcherbatskoy, a leading scholar of the modern era on Buddhist philosophy, has written extensively on Buddhist presentism, saying everything past is unreal, everything future is unreal, everything imagined, absent, mental is unreal. Ultimately, real is only the present moment of physical efficiency. Number 4, eternalism. Taking the opposite approach to presentism is eternalism. According to this theory, the past, present, future, the simple past, the continuous future are all happening right now. All points in time are equally real. This philosophical theory postulates that time actually has many layers which exist simultaneously. However, the layer seen by a particular observer depends on where he is standing. This means the dinosaurs, the world wars, and even Lady Gaga performing at the Super Bowl all exist at the same time, but can only be seen from a certain point. And so, based on this theory, the future is not only determined, free will is also merely an illusion. Number 5, this this is something we've talked a lot on this channel, the multiverse theory. From science fiction to science fact, there is a proposal suggesting that there could be other universes aside from our own, where all the choices that a person makes are played out in alternate realities. These parallel worlds are said to be very similar to ours, but with only a few minor or major differences, and the number of these universes are infinite. One possible implication of parallel universes is the idea that there are infinite copies of you in an infinite number of universes, carrying out every possible version of existence. One type of theory about parallel universes envisions countless of bubble universes popping up and disappearing. This would mean that the beginning of our universe, the Big Bang, was just the creation of one bubble in a vast sea of inflating universes which will eventually pop. A second theory is the Brane Multiverse, which is based on string theory, and it says that our entire universe exists on a membrane which floats in a higher dimension, or bulk. In this bulk, there are other membranes as well with their own universes. These universes can interact with one another, and when they collide, the violence and energy produced is more than enough to give rise to a Big Bang. The branes float or drift near each other in the bulk, and every few trillion years, attracted by gravity or some other force we do not understand, they would likely collide and bang into each other. This repeated contact with each other is what allegedly gives rise to multiple or cyclic Big Bangs. And finally, number 6, the simulation theory, or the matrix theory. The simulation hypothesis proposes that reality is in fact a simulation, and even more likely a computer simulation. This theory says that due to the overwhelming likelihood of technological singularities occurring in the universe, it's very likely that advanced civilizations, either aliens from a distant galaxy or humanity later on in the future, have created or will create simulations. And because the number of these simulations would be infinite, philosopher Nick Bostrom argues that it is very likely that we right now are actually living in a computer simulation. The simulation theory bears similarity to the Bring in the Vat thought experiment, which is also just a modern and updated version of Rene Descartes' evil demon thought experiment originated by Gilbert Harman. Common to many science fiction stories, this is a scenario in which a mad scientist, machine, or some other enigmatic entity might remove a person's brain from his body, suspend it in a vat or a jar of life-sustaining liquid, and connect the brain's neurons by wires to a supercomputer, which would fire electrical impulses identical to those normally received by the brain. According to this thought experiment, the computer would then simulate reality, and the disembodied brain would continue to have perfect, normal, conscious experiences as if it was that of a person with an embodied brain, but without the necessities of experiencing actual objects or events in the real world. And if this sounds eerily similar to the Matrix, that's because the Matrix was actually based on this particular scenario. So in conclusion, we may never really know for certain if any of these theories provide the right explanation about our universe, our reality, and our existence. Nevertheless, these speculations and theories are telling of how intelligent and determined we are in finding the key that will unlock all the mysteries that plague our consciousness. Now, I do buy into the multiverse theory, and I feel like that's the one theory that has the most scientific backing behind it. And it's also kind of cool to know that, yeah, there's an infinite copy of me. Every decision I make, whether I choose to take a sip of water or not, that simple decision will already have created another universe. And then if you go off and kill all your copies, you become the one. Okay, maybe not. But also, like, could you guys ever do this? If you were standing next to your copy from another universe and you had to kill this person for superpowers, would you do it? I mean, could you really kill yourself? And also, guys, let me know which of these theories you buy into and which of these you think is just completely crazy. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I'll see you later.